Alright, you ready?
Yeah, you go for a long one.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
What a beautiful day.
Right. Right, mate. Keep left. Drop left. Stay on slide. Big brakes. Keep downhill. Brake. 3 on the left. Another one on the right. Stop right.
So beautiful.
Come on, yeah.
Just to see the views get lit this time.
Stay right.
For me, growing up as a disabled person, it's been really, really important to have lots of exciting and challenging experiences. I've got less than 5% sight, and when I was much younger, my mum took me riding on the road on a push bike. Most disabled kids don't get those kind of experiences, and we'd really like to change that.
What a beautiful day.
Every disabled child is an individual. No matter how complex or profound their condition, we seek to find out what really gets a kid inspired and enthused and excited. We got a group of disabled young people together to help us come up with ideas for really fun weekend activities. The members of the Ideas group felt that it was important that we had a mixture of disabled and non-disabled participants. If we can give children and young people exciting experiences, those experiences can change what that person believes about themselves. And as their beliefs change, so does their behaviour. What you're about to see is some of the events that we ran, some of the weekend residentials and some of the Saturday and Sunday activities.
And what a beautiful day.
My name's John Holden and I'm one of 3 directors for Ability, and we've been running the bushcraft residentials.
You have 3 arrows each. The object is to get 3 arrows inside the bucket. I have never ever seen anyone has got an arrow in the bucket. Ready? Yep. Go! Oh! It's got it! It's in the bucket! We got it in the bucket!
When Rudy was about, I think it's about 5 years old, I can't remember the exact day, you know, I must admit, it did get on top of me. So I have to think positively to be able to look after Rudy in a proper way that I should do, you know, for myself and the rest of the family. And so it's so important for him to do things. He's got a very rare, severe form of epilepsy. It is life-threatening. He depends on you for everything, his welfare, his emotional security, everything. And it is draining.
Yeah, so that's a very old tree. Imagine how many different people have wandered down through this wood in 350 years.
When I was told about bushcraft, my initial reaction was, I don't see how Rudy could do that. You know, with all these problems, attention span and everything. I thought, well, is that safe? Then I looked into it, spoke to different people about it, found a couple of carers, which I know and trust, that are used to looking after Rudy. They went with him and he had a marvellous time. It was wonderful. It was, you know, groundbreaking for him. It's something so totally different for him to do. Even myself, I wouldn't have thought that could ever happen.
What I want you to see if you can do is, can you stand around the tree and hold hands? Can you make a circle big enough to go around the trunk of the tree, okay?
One of the activities Rudy did was the bushcraft walk, where he was shown around all different trees and the different leaves and the twigs and everything else. And somebody else might think, why are they showing that child different trees and leaves? He's never going to get it. But I think he does. The different textures, the feel. He is intelligent, and I think he would have got something out of that. Even though he doesn't tell you back in words, I know that it was absorbed.
Rudy's had a brilliant day. He's really enjoyed himself. He's playing with everybody else at the moment. He's joined in everything, and he's really seems to be enjoying it all. And he's having a great time, and he's managing to do everything, and he's been fantastic. A real pleasure to be with today.
Rudy, where are you? Boo! Ah, there he is.
The carers did tell me on one occasion he was running around a lot, around the shed and different things and, you know, playing, having fun. You know, and that weekend he played a bit of rugby with some of the other children and they were great with him. and he's really good at throwing the ball, he's great. But the interaction that went on and the camaraderie was just wonderful. You know, and he loved that. And, you know, that is just priceless. And it's so refreshing and lovely to see Rudy making friends. Every 11-year-old should be allowed to make friends. And it's not something that I can give him as his mother at home alone. I can't do it. He needs stimulating. That was wonderful for the stimulation he got out of that. And making friends. You know, and just learning about each other. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, good boy.
Let's go together.
And his self-esteem must have rocketed from that. I'm sure of it.
So these experiences that we've created in this short period of time, who knows where they're going to lead.
And what a beautiful day. I'm the king of all time. And nothing is impossible in my all-powerful mind.
When we were picked for the Drive and Survive, we all thought, oh my goodness, what's this going to be? But the more I thought about it, I thought, okay, let's find something new and something that would give that kind of adrenaline rush that, you know, we all thrive on, really.
Okay, do you want to go down there and play the other quad bikes? Yeah. That's it, just nice and slow, alright?
1, 2, 3, lift. There, what a start.
We had one young girl who had quite a complex physical disability and learning disability, but she actually drove a 4x4 Discovery Land Rover. I've never quite seen anything like it in my life, because when it was time for her to get out, she didn't want to and in fact crawled back into the seat.
I mean, for me, that was one of the highlights of the whole of the series of events that we've put together. That encapsulated this sense of course we can, you know, of course Kelly can get something from driving a Land Rover around a really challenging track with the instructor leaning over with a specially made stick to press the accelerator while Kelly steered and beeped the horn and turned the indicators on and off and laughed as she drove. I would like to think that something from that will remain with her.
We did. Right, okay? Yeah? Go! Well done!
The more able young people were able to sit on quad bikes and go through quite a rigorous course through the woods, up and down hillocks, through very, very muddy puddles. See, we had a young lad who had quite an obvious learning disability, but he was able to master the controls. As well as that, the non-disabled young people were absolutely amazed at how well their disabled peers were able to do, and that was something, again, as a learning experience for them. Obviously, we had a high level of staffing and very experienced people who knew what to look out for, so at all times everybody was safe, but there was a sense of risk involved, and that sense of excitement and exhilaration and doing something new provides such a buzz. Sometimes it's hard to measure or tell what that exactly is, but by people's behaviour and the excitement of sharing the experience afterwards, you know that it's been a worthwhile experience.
What was that like? Amazing.
It's the kind of thing that makes you who you are, the memories that you have, the things that you do. We'll make sure that everybody has a photograph and a video clip of them driving up and down these hills. But it's very difficult to measure, apart from perhaps feedback from the young people and from their parents about later on that they've mentioned something that they've done. But I think it's what makes you who you are. It forms your character. And it's about having fun. I think that's the most important thing. We're measuring everything these days, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel it's about having fun. Young people want to live and they want to do things, and I think that's really important.
Was then we planned a revolution to make things better for all time.
What we've discovered here is that these things work really, really well with a mixture of disabled and non-disabled participants. The other vital ingredient is to have an enthusiast running the activities.
And wasn't it incredible? So beautiful, and above all, just to see the fuse get lit this time to light a real bomb.
What we want to happen next is to offer these kinds of exciting opportunities to more and more disabled children and young people in Gloucestershire.